Textbook prices are soaring rapidly. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, textbooks prices have risen over 3 times the rate of inflation from January 1977 to June 2015 by an 82% increase. This means that a book that costed $20 in 1974 now costs $170. Sellers have been taking advantage of students because they are captive customers and will buy whatever books they are assigned. A few factors that come into play with textbook prices are the cost of making the textbooks. It can come up to $3 million, 7,000 hours of research and writing, and it can take about 200 scholars to create a single textbook. According to the National Association of College Stores, 1 cent of every dollar is going towards shipping costs. 7.4% of every dollar goes towards the college bookstores to cover insurance and utilities. 2.7 cents of every dollar is for the bookstore's income. 11 cents of every dollar is for the bookstore staff, and the rest of the 78 cents of the dollar goes towards making and publishing the book, and last but not least, paying the publishers and authors. Publishers make up to 11% profit off every book, and bookstores make up to 20%. Even though there are many resources to get cheap textbooks, some professors are requiring newer editions of textbooks to avoid students getting the older and cheaper edition. There is also a lack of competition in the textbook publishing market. There are only 5 textbook publishers, which is why they can afford to set their prices that high. The National Association of College Stores says the average college student will spend $1,200 on textbooks each year. Due to high textbook prices, 65% of students decide not to buy any textbooks because they are too expensive. Nearly half of those students mentioned the cost of the textbook determined which classes they would take, and almost 94% of them accepted risking getting a lower grade in the class in order not to spend on a textbook. These textbook prices are affecting their wallets, grades, and academic decisions. Even worse, publishers, colleges, and professors are not realizing that these prices are affecting them as well by getting less students to enroll into college and less students to buy textbooks.
As we've discussed in the first few slides, the issue of expensive textbooks is a significant problem which affects all college students and their financial stability, considering more than $1,000 are spent on average each year, with each book costing about $200. According to a 2013 article from USA Today, students turn to other illegal or poor solutions to attain their textbooks at a cheaper or free cost. For example, many students will download content from unauthorized websites, risking these individuals from having their information stolen or catching a virus on their laptop, computer, or other technological device. In fact, a survey from the Book Industry Study Group found that out of 1,600 students, 25% of the individuals said they or someone they knew illegally downloaded textbooks, up 8% from the previous year. Many other students find themselves photocopying and scanning chapters from the books of their classmates to attain the required material. The need for textbooks is not a luxury, but rather a necessity, as the grades of students are partly dependable on grasping the material in their texts, and yet prices of books continue to be inconveniently high. Many individuals attending college must prioritize their finances towards rent, food, and other living necessities and find themselves in debt or in a position where they cannot purchase their school supplies. In addition, many students only work part-time or entry-level jobs, making it difficult to save large sums of money. As a result, 1 in 4 first-year students and 1 in 3 seniors did not purchase required academic materials because of costs, as found in a 2012 study by the nonprofit National Survey of Student Engagement. The issue of expensive textbooks has a much larger and detrimental effect than meets the eye. The cost of textbooks in higher education overall causes students to take a longer amount of time to graduate or drop out of classes or work multiple jobs, which can affect their sleeping, eating, and studying habits. In addition, more and more students find themselves rejecting a traditional college setting for trade schools, vocational schools, online school, and other alternatives to evade high textbook costs. While it may be tempting to download or photocopy your textbook materials illegally, there are many adequate web-based alternatives to buying cheaper books. Phil Schiller, Apple Marketing Chief, states, "Education is in the dark ages," implying that school resources have been limited in their availability to students online. However, in the new age of advanced technology and the internet, students can rent or buy textbooks from websites which work to accommodate college students. In fact, many professionals in the world of employment find it increasingly important to have media literacy and be technologically savvy, making the web a great starting point to share school resources. Thus, in recent years, websites, companies, and other online sources have increased their online textbook libraries, making texts available as PDFs, e-texts, and other safe downloads. These online resources are great because they are not only cost effective, but they are environmentally friendly, require no wait delivery, and can be taken on the go, which is especially helpful for those with hectic or busy schedules. It has even been found that these alternatives are beneficial for students. According to Christopher Hill from Academic Briefing, an impressive number of 68% of the students found the digital content more useful than traditional textbooks. Students in courses using e-textbooks tended to have higher grades and lower failure and withdrawal rates than did those in identical courses using traditional textbooks. Thus, relying on these online alternatives are helpful to the costs and grades of students. Websites where you can rent or buy inexpensive online and physical versions of your textbooks include campusbooks.com, Chegg.com, Amazon Student Prime, and online bookstores from your very own campus. These cheaper and reliable options will be discussed in the next following slides.
Online campus bookstores. Basically, here we compare prices of selling and renting from bookstores with other websites. And from this feature, students have saved over $1.6 million in 2012 by renting from Season Bookstore. The bookstore from Season has rented out over 25,500 books in one semester only. From campusbooks.com, we saved up to 90% because they have a history of analysis of prices and buyback history based off books forecast of worth in 6 months and offers buyback prices comparison for best deals. Also, they offer free shipping and fast payment. From Chegg.com, we also save 90%, up to 90%. There's a 21-day risk-free returns. There's free shipping if you buy over $35. It's also easy to sell the books that you have stored that you used in other classes but you haven't used. Instant quotes and paid when book arrives to Chegg.
The last web-based alternative for buying textbooks comes from the popular company Amazon. I'm sure many of you have heard of Amazon Prime already, but Amazon Student, also known as Prime Student, is a version of Prime that is offered only to college students. Amazon Student can give you the ability to buy or rent textbooks with savings of up to 90%, just like the other web-based alternatives shown in the previous slides. Amazon Student also has free 2-day shipping with an option to easily sell the textbooks back to Amazon after you're finished using them. Another exclusive advantage to Amazon Student is the way it offers discounts to college students in a section called College Deals that is not offered on other versions of Amazon Prime. Amazon Student lets you start with a 6-month free trial and is half the price of regular Amazon Prime, starting at only $59 a year. The best web-based alternative to buying textbooks is Amazon Student. Not only does it offer one of the longest free trials you will experience in any service as a consumer, but you can easily buy the textbooks cheaply and sell them back to Amazon for up to 80% of your money back. Amazon Student is better than other web-based alternatives because it offers deals on all kinds of consumer goods that college students use while giving you the same savings on textbooks. That's savings on items like laptops, video games, snacks, supplies for school other than textbooks, and more. The cherry on top is that you even get Prime Reading, Prime Video, and Prime Music included with Amazon Student. Prime Reading lets you read as much as you want from over 1,000 books, magazines, comics, Kindle singles, and more on any device. This includes books with audible narration that can be read to you while doing an activity such as driving. Prime Video lets you watch tens of thousands of shows and movies that are included with your Amazon Student subscription. Prime Music lets you listen to over 1.5 million ad-free songs and lets you do so unlimitedly with the option to let Amazon play songs for you based on your own taste, just like Pandora Radio. It is important to note that Prime Reading, Prime Video, and Prime Music only come with the paid version of Amazon Student and not the 6-month free trial. As a busy student, why wait in a long line in a packed bookstore when you can just order it much cheaper online and have it delivered right to your door? All of these features that are offered to students outside of just savings on textbooks is Amazon Student the best web-based alternative.
Textbooks in college are an expensive investment. Buying and selling them can be an equally frustrating experience. However, when you are careful and you plan ahead, you can save a lot of money on your purchases and make a substantial sum of money from reselling your textbooks. Here are some tips for textbook buying. Sell early and sell off season. As soon as a new edition of your book comes out, the value of your book decreases dramatically. So you may want to sell your book as soon as possible when you're finished with it. The only exception is if you are able to sell your book off season. In other words, sell your book during back to school rush in either the months of August or January. This is typically when demand for books is the highest, so the prices are higher. Very few students are selling their books at this time, so the laws of supply and demand kick in your favor. Check supplemental materials. Some buyback sites won't buy your book if it is missing the supplemental materials. These are course materials added to any textbooks you purchase. Additional purchase items often include lab manuals, workbooks, and other specific topic course books. You can even get a higher price if you have these supplementals. Either way, check the buyback company policies before sending your book back to make sure you're getting the right price. Avoid campus bookstore. Selling your used textbooks at the campus bookstore during buyback is a sure way to throw money down the drain. Not only will you be competing with thousands of students to get a few dollars for your book, but you will probably have to wait and stand in long lines. Smart students buy and sell online. As mentioned earlier, the website campusbooks.com is a free service that instantly compares buyback prices at dozens of the top sites. After you search for your book, choose the cheapest price, click on the offer you want, and complete your purchase on the merchant website. And that is the end of our report. Thank you.